Good morning. We are going to use this color. It is made words. My grandson now says that. It is made by Beauty, I guess some glasses, Beauty Creations, Retail Please, or Pastel Please, geez, Color Base Primer, and Cupcake. 3 of these came in the ice cream box. And I braved up and I used this pink one Saturday, I think it was, playing. And I'm going to use it again. Although I think that I should probably, you got Cupcake, I think, bubblegum, and um, a yellow color. And I probably should use the yellow with the colors that I plan to use today. And I will just show you, we're going to use the Serenity palette. And we're going to flip it backwards because lights. This is the color story. But I'm not sure how it's going to work underneath those. I did use it. I did do a pink look with it the other day, and it was pretty good. I will tell you. I'm going to put it on and show you kind of demonstration wise. About that much. I used a little bit more than that the other day because I couldn't quite get them even. I do not recommend it because it stained my eyes. And I'm going to keep this down low today, and you will see kind of why. Getting it all over the place. I will tell you, at my age, and although some things shouldn't factor, they do. Let me look down here in this mirror first. And I'm just tapping this on. I'm not even attempting to use a brush. Just not. I have done, over the years, I've done like black bases and stuff like that. I just threw my glasses on the floor. Never have I ever thought about pastel color bases. I'm going to hop off for just a minute and give this a chance to tack down. Okay, so I've given this time to kind of tack down, and my hope is that whenever I start the look, that it does not come off my eyelids onto the brush, because that just would be a bummer. And we probably should swatch this palette, but I'm not going to. Shame on me, I know. I'm sure this is an older Cosmic Brushes palette. I'm sure there are swatches somewhere on the YouTubes. So I'm going to forego that. I am going to go into moss. Never dreamed in my life that I'd put moss on my eyeballs. I am not a huge green person, but I figured, since I have green on, and since we want to test out this primer on how it does with another color. That we would just kind of and please forgive my breathing. I don't know why. I don't know why we ask y'all that stuff. That sounds ugly, but I don't mean for it to. We have to breathe. I don't use a microphone partly for that reason. Because I have asthma, I have allergies, I have COPD, compliments of a VAPE, and a Marlboro. So, some days it's harder than others to breathe. If I seem a bit sassy, I kind of am. A little salty this morning. This too shall pass. Okay, I'm going to go in with this cute little Life brush into Spring. And working with this pink primer, this colored primer, I tend to have done everything backwards. So, yeah. I'm just going to kind of blend that into and I really tried to keep this low because when I did it Saturday, I did like I do my normal primer all the way up on my eyes, all the way under my brows. Folks, it got fun. Now, my thoughts, on the primer itself, phenomenal as far as it held up gorgeously, beautifully during the day. My main issue, where are we going? To Sorbet right here. My main issue with it was getting it to cover up, getting the color that I wanted to cover the color. And I apologize if you hear that in the background. My water purifiers, I turned off the one that's here, but the one across the room is still on, and it needs changed. They get louder as they get lower. Okay, now we are starting to see why I don't wear green that often. It's okay. We're going to fix it. We're going to jump right down into Lagoon, which is this shade. And use that in there in the outer corner to just kind of... And one thing I will tell you, while I'm doing this look, I'm not focusing as much on the look itself. I'm focusing on covering up the pink primer, which is problematic. I need to focus on enjoying what I'm doing. So to help with that, I'm going to go down into Make-A-Wish, which is right here. It was an eventful weekend. Sort of. We are, I've told you before, we rotate, and yes, I have a new setup, and so I'm trying to learn to, I should probably do this. We are on Monday rotation for the next few weeks. So Saturday, we just basically got to stay home and look at each other. And I was excited, and I was like, okay, we can go and do something. No. It's like, the person that I wanted to go and do something with, the place that I wanted to go, was the cemetery. And my aunt that lives close to the cemetery just had surgery, and she wasn't feeling up to having company, so that we kind of did not do. And that sounds mean. It's not her being mean, it's her being real. And so we just have to reschedule the plans. The shimmer that I just used is called, I love when I put in fresh contacts and I still can't see the tiny print Wanderer. So we are going to go into Odyssey, which is this shade right here. And again, please tell me, because I'm working on trying to remember to show you the product. And sometimes I think I do, and I don't. I'm also going to be putting a bigger mirror up. Stuff that I already purchased with the vanity that I just have not felt comfortable to incorporate into things. So, yeah. Let's dip back into and take the brush that we dipped into Lagoon with and dip back in there again and pull that just up a little bit more. We kind of took, if you can notice right here, this is the problem with this. See, this is the primer still. And while I can take some concealer and clean it up, I don't necessarily like that. So that's kind of problem number one that I have. We're going to blend my eyes out. That I have with this. So I'll be back. Okay, so this is the relatively finished look of the day. And by relatively, obviously, coffee, protein shake, voila. I have now become, and I did not think that I ever would, and I don't know why, but I'm just going with it. I have fallen in love with Stanley Cups. And this is how it started. I use them out in the yard. And I keep one next to my bed that flip the top. I don't like the straw things as much as I do the other lids. However, I decided I needed one to match the Avenger. That kind of made sense. I needed one to match the Cadillac. That has been the most difficult thing to do. We finally did. We finally found one that matches the Cadillac. And after we finally found one that matches the Subaru, new car, new cup. Oh well. So all of the sudden, and I have several Stanley Cups. Don't know really why. Do I use them all? Yeah. Do I enjoy them? Yeah. Do I need them? Probably not. But I don't have, it's not a collection thing. Or am I lying to myself? That's highly possible. I was joking. My husband went to Ace Hardware yesterday with my grandson, and I was telling him the other day I seen a like lavender purple colored one, and I was like, I really don't need this, but I kind of want it. And he's like, I get it. And because he has his toys, understand. So he was like, it was just like this last purchase he made. He said, I didn't need it, but I just couldn't pass it up. So medicated, because I'm not assuming full responsibility. As they were leaving, I said, check and see if they have a purple one at Ace Hardware. And I went to sleep. When I woke up from my little meclizine nap, there was a purple. It's not as big as this one, which is okay with me. The only reason why this one is this big is because I put my coffee and my protein shake in this one. And it needs to be this big for that. And plus, I put ice in them because if not, chocolate and peanut butter protein shake are just not, for me, it's just not a thing. Anyway, so while we were talking, this is why I don't like straws. I am just messy with them. We were talking last night at bedtime, and I was like, now I think I need a green one. And simultaneously, my grandson had gone upstairs, and he came back downstairs, and he said, did I hear you say that you wanted a green one? And I said, yeah, I was just kidding. And he said, Mom just said that now you need a green one. And I was like, well, she is my daughter. Great minds. Anyway, this is the finished look. Let's talk about it. You've seen how I did my eyes. We used this. And I should have done this to begin with. But this is, just barely a squeeze. And it does not. You are getting, you see this? Let me turn my hand. You are getting that. And the tack, the dry down, the tack is amazing. Covering this up with product gets a little tricky. You gotta check your eyes. Word of advice: check, make sure that you got this covered up. I did a pink look Saturday. It was relatively easy. Put a little purple on Saturday just to kind of mix it up and see. Did really well. And when I tell you it wore, I use a lot of higher end products and have over the years. This not concealer, this eye primer, and I'm curious now. I wonder what it would work like under the eyes as a concealer, under everything. We may try that, we may not. This wore all day long. Every time I checked the mirror, it looked just like it did when I finished my makeup. I mean, there was nothing out of place, nothing underneath my eyes from blinking my eyes and shimmers and stuff falling. No, none of that. So while I'm still, I guess, apprehensive about using a colored eye primer, apologies, brain still has not re-engaged from vertigo. While that is the color thing is kind of a, if you got this, try it. I'm going to go scope out Beauty Creations as a brand, because if they have other primers, I'm going to test them out and try them. I'm going to tell you, I just really pay off on this. The staying power. And, during the course of Saturday, please bear with me. During the course of Saturday, there was stuff that I did, outside, in the weather, training with the dog, stuff like that. And it didn't budge. I actually have to go back and talk about the foundation I have on today is the e.l.f. foundation that I'm trying to use up. And lo and behold, in the process of trying to get it used up, I'm falling in love with it. Go figure. The Ordinary Serum Foundation, let me get you this. Serum Foundation is what I wore Saturday. And I'm starting to fall for it, which is a bit peculiar. My double wear is still at the top. No worries. But, yeah, I'm really, and this is exactly how it was when I took my makeup off. The only thing that's my eyes were this color, even after my eyelids were after taking it. So, be warned, it does have the potential to stain, but it's going to, you can see how these grains are just whoosh. So, yeah, I'm really impressed. So, y'all have a good day. Remember, I'm the mayor's daughter.